Could the Elden Ring movie be ruined by its director, Alex Garland? Is he a fake gamer deep down? There's a concern that he may not truly understand the core of Elden Ring's experience, and From Software games in general. Mr. Garland has offered multiple statements on his first-hand experiences with the games, and he comes across at best as a well-meaning casual. And that's fine, except he offers these observations with the confidence of a sage veteran, offering insight. Elden Ring and Dark Souls are designed with a similar philosophy, so Alex Garland's previous comments on Dark Souls are a relevant starting point to consider how he engages with Miyazaki's iterative masterpieces. So from the mouth of Garland himself, this. That was the technique I learned with Dark Souls. It's not that you get better, it's more like monkeys and typewriters. You just keep doing it, and eventually, one day they're dead. So the old monkeys and typewriters metaphor. Now, why is this a particularly bad metaphor for Dark Souls and Elden Ring? Well, in this monkey hypothetical, if you give a monkey a typewriter and he starts tapping away at the buttons, he doesn't really know what he's doing. But by the laws of statistics, if he had an infinite amount of time to plug away at the keyboard, he would eventually type out Hamlet by William Shakespeare, word for word, it is said. So if Alex Garland himself is a writer who has written some goodish movies and stories, how could he pick such a bad metaphor? If he thinks of Dark Souls as the typewriter thing, it would mean that he's just barging into battles and mashing buttons without any strategy or purpose. So here he's not saying anything about strategically using your stamina meter, switching to fire attacks while recovering stamina, and the risk-reward component of parrying melee attacks. Has Alex Garland ever done a parry? From Software is the last studio on the planet that you would ever expect to reward mindless button mashing. Furthermore, each time you lose to a boss, you are gradually learning more about its movements and attack patterns. You pick up on this by osmosis. You gradually develop a better spider sense about the cooldown moments where the boss is most vulnerable, and it's safe to attack multiple times. You also learn the hard way that, at any time, I need to be ready for that big area of attack blast that will kill me in one hit unless my health meter is totally full. Hello, Quelaag. That big blast attack becomes a phantom that you need to be ready for at literally all times. You guys have fought Quelaag. Souls games and Elden Ring teach you lessons the hard way. And you're chewing on the lesson that you learned during the brutal march back up to make another attempt at the boss. So imagine that when Alex Garland is doing his march back to the boss, he's just got Netflix on, and he's focused on that until he enters the white mist again. I think he's just not giving himself enough credit, and that he actually is gradually learning about do's and don'ts, but the way he says it, it's like he's just chugging away at random. So some pundits are concerned that when the Elden Ring movie comes out, it's just going to be Pedro Pascal just going like this. Garland went on to say this: "It's Melania who's the tough one. I'm now on my 7th playthrough of that game. I've leveled up, got lots of juice and a cool sword and stuff like that. And I just throw myself at them again, and again, and again, and again." Anyone else getting Elon Musk vibes from this? He's bragging that he leveled up. That's the most basic progression mechanic and result of playing the game. Lots of juice and a cool sword. Hello, fellow kids. But I guess it's all relative. To Jimmy Fallon, he's badass. Mr. Garland tips his hand even further when it comes to NPC summons for bosses. He went on to say, "Radahn's really easy. I thought Radahn was quite easy, because as long as you sort of activated the people who can assist you in that fight, they get on with fighting him, and they take off, whatever it is, half his energy, then you finish him off. It's all about activating those little summon signs dotted around." Is that what you call them? Those little summon signs? Aren't those little signs adorable? Gets me nostalgic for the games of my childhood, where I collected all the little jiggies to rescue Banjo's sister from Gruntilda. He's name-dropping NPC summons as this insightful strategy, but it's just a basic mechanic of boss battles. Garland walks into an Elden Ring boss, puts his controller down and waits while the NPC chips away as much as it can. Garland basically uses the NPC as an accessibility mode that erases the first half of the boss's hit points at the cost of waiting around. AI plays a lot of the game for you. We've arrived in the future. Come on, you gotta fight the boss 2-on-1 simultaneously. You bob and weave, and each time the boss changes attack targets, that's a new vulnerable opportunity to strike. Garland is pretty stoked to tell you how that AI bot does half the boss for him, and if you ask him how many hours he's played, he'll say, "Oh, we don't talk about my total playtime hours." All right, listen to this Freudian negativity. Are you ready? Love Shadow of the Erd Tree. I'm on New Game Plus 6 currently. Don't even want to think about all the hours I've clocked up. Can't seem to stop playing. Still discovering stuff. Okay, so you've tried to stop playing and you're embarrassed by the amount of hours that you played? Fake gamer much? Dude, when you come across an incredible game, playing it for lots of hours is the idea. It's not some crisis or guilty pleasure. Love games responsibly, but love games passionately. The way you say it, immersing yourself in a rewarding adventure is something you almost need to apologize for, like you're ashamed to bring it up, and you don't even want to think about how many hours you've logged. He probably thinks it's a lot of hours, but it might be a joke number to the actual Elden Ring fan base that's excited to see the movie. But he is busy in Hollywood, so he has a lot of meetings to attend. So now here in the finale of this video, it's time to deliver Garland his gamer cred rating verdict judgment, which will specify how legit he is within the context of the Elden Ring movie situation. Alright, it's time. The report card today for Alex Garland's gamer cred earns a better than Elon Musk. His gaming resume isn't as sad as Elon Musk's, but Garland is recapping content skips as noteworthy war stories. And when you look up Alex Garland's favorite games, another one that will come up is Animal Crossing. Oh, Jesus. At least Alex Garland clearly shows some gamer cred because he made a gaming industry show called Devs. And there's an episode where you can see someone playing Dark Souls 2, specifically. So, touche, picking Dark Souls 2 for that, the underdog punk rock game in the series. That's the game that the mainstream media dunks on by default, so respect. Although, knowing Alex, the team probably just chose Dark Souls 2 for that episode of Devs because the graphics settings were optimized for the type of cameras they were using on set, so maybe don't read into it. With that said, Alex Garland, here's what you can do to help make it right, to ensure that we all get the most out of the Elden Ring movie. And it involves George R.R. Martin. The thing is, since you're bringing George R.R. Martin on as not just a consultant but a producer credit, you are canonically cutting into the time that he could have spent on finishing the Game of Thrones books. Those books are still technically in progress and not canceled or anything. So what Alex Garland can do to help make it right is use the Game of Thrones book arc as leverage. Like if George is pressing for a certain creative choice in the Elden Ring movie, you could tell him, yeah, we could maybe agree to that sex scene you want if you commit to putting in a few weeks of work on the books, uninterrupted, with receipts. Alex Garland could also give George his vote that he should fast-track a ghostwriter for the Game of Thrones books and accept the fate of a writing style shift. It has to happen. And I have a video debunking George's 2025 meltdown because that meltdown was completely unjustified and delusional, and all too common. Thus it is declared, and this has been Alex Yard here at 91.6 WAYZ, the Alex Yard Zone. Terrestrial internet radio deep in the heart of Boston. So hey, the one thing that could redeem the Elden Ring movie is the casting. Just no Jason Momoa as Tarnished, no Pedro Pascal. In Elden Ring, you play as the Tarnished, and you create your character, man or woman, it's customizable. So what this means is that the lead role could be played by Jenna Ortega.